All right. So here we are.
Okay.
So let's talk about some malfunctions, common malfunction of a semi-automatic pistol. What you have when you talk about a lot of moving parts, like I said, sometimes the weapon does not perform as it was manufactured or designed to do. Okay, when those happen, you have to know how to clear that weapon expeditiously so that you can get back into the fight. Everybody got what I'm saying? The most important thing you want to do is get back in this fight. Okay, so some of the most common malfunctions when you get down to the weapon is what they call a failure to feed. What this is that the weapon, once you put the magazine in and you go to chamber the round by releasing this magazine stop button to where it goes forward and tries to put the bullet inside of the chamber, it doesn't seat all the way in. All right, it gets cocked out or whatever case may be. It don't seat properly. That could be a failure to feed malfunction. Okay, all right. If that weapon tries to chamber two rounds at the same time, all right, that is what they call a double feed. Okay, again, we need to clear that weapon expeditiously so that we can get in the fight. All right, and then the third but a third malfunction that you may have is what they call stovepiping. That's when the bullet fires and the slide blows back and tries to grab the bullet out of the chamber and send it out of the ejection port. But the casing gets stuck in the ejection port. Okay? It gets stuck straight up. It looks like an old fashioned stove. You know, those wooden stoves. Mm-hmm. So it looks like an old fashioned wooden stove. So they titled that one, stove pipe. All right? So I'm going to give you a picture on how all those look real quick. All right? See how that bullet look like it got stuck right there? Mm-hmm. Grab my charger. My battery's going dead. All right. You see how the bullet has two bullets trying to enter into the chamber? That's called double feeding. So if we have malfunctions of the weapon, I want you to know that your ammunition can also malfunction. You can also have bad ammunition. Okay? So let's talk about some of the malfunctionings of your ammunition. Now, there are three malfunctions we're going to talk about of the ammunition. We're going to talk about misfire, hang fire, and squid load. I like to break those three down as and compare them to firecrackers. All right? Everybody done popped the firecracker in their life at some point in time in their life? Yeah. Okay? So we're going to break down the ammunition malfunctions in firecracker language. Okay? Do you remember when you had a firecracker? You lit the wick. Mm-hmm. The wick goes down. You stand up there like this, hands in your ear, and you look at it, and it don't do nothing at all. It don't pop. It don't say a word. It's just right there. It's a dud. We call it a dud. Man, it's a dud. It don't even fill it out. It just don't do nothing. Just sit there. You're like, oh man, that's a dud. A dud can be considered as a misfire. You pull the trigger. You hear the hammer falls. The firing pin, the striker pin hits the primer on the bullet. Okay? Bullet don't do nothing. This is the sound that you hear right here. Look. You hear the hammer fall, and nothing happens. You see that? You're like, what? Okay? It could be a malfunction of the ammunition, which is a misfire. You remember you had that firecracker? You lit that firecracker, you see the wick go in, and you waiting, you like, oh, here we go, here. It go click. You like, man, another dud. And you go down there and pick up that firecracker, and it go pow! And you like, oh my God. Right?
Okay.
You know, heard that?
I've never done it.
You've heard or saw it done?
I've heard it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. It can happen. A hang fire is just like that with that firecracker. What a hang fire does is you go, you point that weapon in the same direction, you pull the trigger, man, it didn't do nothing. 5 seconds later, you go do this. Pow! Or, God forbid, you pull it, man, it didn't do nothing. Man, pow! A hang fire is just that. It is a delay from the time you pull the trigger to the time the bullet actually discharges. It is a delay in the discharge. Okay? Be careful. Both hang fires and misfires have to be handled the same way. Which way is that? Is you pull the trigger, it don't do anything. You're going to wait at least 30 seconds, keeping this gun pointed in a safe direction at the target for at least 30 seconds. If that round has not discharged within 30 seconds, then you're going to very cautiously keep this weapon pointed in a safe direction as you drop the magazine, pull the slide to the rear, bullet comes out, and you clear that malfunction. Everybody understand what I'm saying?
I was just going to ask about if there had been any irregular time for hang fires to last.
Okay. All right, now let's talk about the last one. Squid load. You remember that firecracker that you lit the wick go down, you standing there, you waiting, you're like, then it go. You like, man, I just bought a whole box of dud firecrackers. That firecracker did not have the sound. It did not have the power or anything that the other firecrackers had. Other firecracker went pop, 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 pop. This firecracker went okay. A squeak load is so dangerous, and I'm gonna tell you why. A squeak load is a reduction in the sound and the reduction in the recoil, the kick, or the power of that weapon, of the ammunition. Now, what makes a squeak load so dangerous is when you pull that trigger and that striker pin or that firing pin hits the primer, it did explode or open up, and it did release that projectile, but it did not, the projectile did not have enough force in it for it to travel through the barrel and leave the barrel. So it stops right in the barrel, and it's stuck right there. Now, guess what the gun does though? The gun don't jam. The gun still recycles. It still cycles as normal. That means the slide still goes back. It still catches the next round that the magazine pushes up, and it chambers that next round inside the chamber. So now, when you go to pull that trigger, that second bullet comes out, and that bullet hits the bullet that's stuck in the barrel. What do you think is going to happen? It's a very bad day, sir. It is a very bad day for you. That gun is going to explode. It's going to explode. So, it's so important when you get your firearms that you train. What do you do when you start training? You're listening for how your gun sounds. You are feeling how your gun responds, how it feels. You know that if I have, slide over down. If I have my gun, okay, if I'm shooting my gun, you hear pow, 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 pow. That's the natural sound, and that's the natural recoil to my gun. Pow. But all of a sudden, I hear and feel, if I hear and feel a reduction in the sound and the recoil, I do not, repeat, do not pull that trigger a second time. I need to check this weapon out to make sure that is not a squeak load. Everybody understand what I'm saying?
Got it.
That's why I cannot emphasize enough for you to know your weapon. Know how it feels, know how it functions, know how it sounds. Everybody understand?
But
All right.
Couldn't that also be a hang fire?
Negative. Can't be a hang fire because of what? Because the bullet came out of the casing, right?
Okay.
The bullet came out of the casing. It just didn't have the full force and velocity to exit out of the barrel.
Okay.
So it can't be a hang fire. Okay?
How would you clear the squid bullet?
Oh, that's a good question. We're gonna talk about, especially we're gonna do more when you come back for your firearm safety course. But I'm just gonna lower it down. Y'all saw how I broke that gun down? Okay. First thing you're gonna do, you're gonna clear that weapon. You're gonna clear the weapon. You're gonna drop the magazine. You're gonna slide to the rear. Okay. Then you're gonna break that weapon down. You break that weapon down. Once you got that, then you're gonna take that barrel of that weapon, and you're gonna take your rod or something that is small enough to go in the back of that tube. You're gonna insert it during the chamber part. You're gonna be very careful not to scratch any portions of those lines and grooves inside of that barrel. And then you're gonna have to tap that bullet on out of that barrel until it clears.
So which way are we tapping the bullet from?
You're gonna tap it from the chamber end.
Okay.
You're gonna insert your rod from the chamber end, okay, and forcing the bullet to go out of the muzzle.
Okay.
Just
All right.
being careful not to scratch the
Being careful not to scratch the bore.
Okay.
Everybody understand? Okay, that was a very good question, though. Very good question. Okay. All right. So, we already talked about that. Wait at least 30 seconds. All right. This is what your bullet looks like. You have the primer, the gunpowder, the casing, and the bullet. All right. That is your standard bullet, no matter what caliber you have. Everybody with me? Okay. All right. Each one of these weapons, if you look at these weapons, you will see the caliber of that weapon. You may see a code on it that says like ACP or something like that. You have to understand when you get ready to buy your weapons, purchase your weapons, not the ones that you're renting today. But once you get to the point to where you're buying your weapon, that you use the proper magazine, the proper ammunition for your weapon. All right. All right. That's rim fire right there. That's striker fire, center fire. Okay. You always want to keep that weapon and ammunition stored in a dry, cool place. All right. If you see any green that's turning green, corrosion or buildup or anything like that on the ammunition, you probably want to go ahead and get rid of the ammunition and get some fresh one. Okay.
How do you get rid of them safely?
How do you get rid of the ammunition safely? You know what? You can't go wrong by taking them to the police department. Okay. Can't go wrong by taking them to the police department. All right. I mean, you say, hey, I got a box of ammo. I don't want to just throw them in the trash because who knows where they go. Right. Who knows where they might go. But I think they're bad ammo, so I just want to put them in a safe location. I don't know how y'all dispose of them, but I just want to make sure they don't get in the wrong hands. You know what I'm saying? So, police department, police department, fire department, something like that. Okay, they know what to do.
You can ask either one.
Yeah, ask either one. Also, your weapon should come with all your weapon when you buy them. This is a side note. It should come with a gun lock to them. Okay, a metal tubing that goes through your weapon. All right. If when you buy a gun, it does not come with a locking mechanism, you can go to the fire department and say, "Hey, I just purchased this firearm. It did not come with a gun lock. Do you all have any? If they don't have any, then they can get you some, but they can give them for free. Okay, but it should come with the weapon when you purchase it.
What is the purpose of a gun lock?
The purpose of a gun lock to make sure that your chamber is clear and that your weapon does not have a round in it. Matter of fact, let me go and get one so you all can see what I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I was just like, I'm just getting rid of the ammo.
All right. So when I purchased my Springfields, okay, they came with a lot of accessories. All right. This is a simple gun lock right here. Okay. And what it is designed to do is to go in the chamber, and comes out of the barrel. Okay. Only thing you would do, you would open up your slide, lock it to the rear as such. You would insert, you can do it one of two ways. You can either go through here, come around like this, and then, come on,
No, it's just
okay. Now, that way, this is a simple gun lock. See that right there? Okay, you see it? Now, a bullet cannot go inside of the chamber, cannot be loaded, cannot be used. Okay? Some people do it like this. Some people will take the end. Come on.
Because you always need a magazine in here for it to fire, like.
Yes.
Yeah, unless you just load one directly into the chamber. Some people take it, slide it through the chamber in, okay? Slide it through the chamber and let it come out of the
Muzzle.
muzzle end, and then they lock it this way. That's very good, correct terminology. And they lock it that way, okay? Whichever way you decide to do it, it's up to you. But just as long as you got a safety lock. That way, no bullet can access the chamber or whatever the case may be. Okay?
And where would we get these if our guns don't come with
You can
it?
go to the fire department.
Okay.
Okay? Now, me personally, the way that I like to do it, I like to send it through the magazine hole. Okay? Because that ensures that you can't even put a magazine in it. Everybody understand what I'm saying? Alright? That's the way that I prefer to do it. My preference. But other than that, slide it out. And that's your gun lock that should come with every firearm that you purchase.
So, a good reason to use a gun lock is like when you travel, or what's a good scenario? Because you don't want to
think
keep
that's
your
concern.
gun on lock, like while you're at home. I guess if it's your only gun.
But that's
Right,
what the gun
or-
case would come in.
Yeah, a gun case would come in that scenario. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mhm.
The only man, my gun ain't no lock. My guns always open and ready.
Yeah.
If you ever if I ever put a gun in your hand, you best believe that it's loaded, lock and loaded to the max, okay? Because if you at home and you sleeping at nighttime and you done lock your weapon down, somebody come through that door or whatever the case may be, you gotta try to unlock the thing, pull the thing out, do
Yeah,
all this
no.
stuff. No. Okay? Buy you a nice gun safe, maybe a biometric gun safe or a quick combination gun safe. That if you at nighttime, you sleeping, and you have to put that weapon inside and you got children around, you just don't want to put it on the nightstand or whatever the case may be, okay, then you can have it, by your bedside in a nice controlled gun lock. Okay. Right. Okay. So, yeah. But personally, I raise my children. They know, when I tell you they know not to ever touch daddy guns without him being there. Now, what I do with my children is I incorporate them in the cleaning of the guns. I teach them the bullets. I go to the range, and we go out to Mississippi to the woods. I let them shoot. I incorporate the gun into their family core.
That's
Okay, so I start teaching them how to respect it. I take away the curiosity from them.
That's smart.
And when I was younger, I had curiosity. My dad had his in the kitchen drawer.
Mm-hmm.
And one Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
I got up, I saw the gun in there,
Mm-hmm.
and I picked that gun up
Mm-hmm.
and I shot it. And
Oh.
all of the debris came in my face, and I just dropped that gun and I
Right.
was gone.
Right.
Oh,
'Cause-
wow.
Why would the debris come in? Because it was an older gun and he hadn't cleaned it.
It could be several different things. You know what I'm saying? So, But yeah, but the true story is not why the debris came on it. The true story is when you put your doggone hands on the gun.
Yeah.
That's the
That
real
was out of
basic.
curiosity.
Exactly.
How old are
You
you?
know. So
I was old enough that if he had a told me about it and said, look, this is something y'all don't touch or something like that, but it was nothing said about it. So I was scared. I just picked up the gun. Well, like, well, what happens? Pow!
I remember
Because
seeing
your only education is from the videos and the movies.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
say my grandma. I was there. I mean, we was in her room or something, and she had one like it was like a snub nose just sitting out. I just picked it up to just see, the weight on it or whatever. But then I put it right back down. I movies.
Right.
Totally.
Right. The curiosity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this is
Thank
just
God
me.
I
This is
didn't do it.
exactly.
Didn't hurt.
This is just me. I mean, I train my children. I teach my children. All right, I take the curiosity away from them. We loading our ARs. We loading our shotguns. We cleaning everything, man. I got pictures of us all around the table cleaning. They do it 'cause I give them everything, cause that way I take all of that curiosity out,
That's right.
and then I let them go shoot.
That's
And then
right.
I tell them, hey, this is very dangerous. This can kill people. It can kill you if you if you abuse it. All right. Well, don't you ever touch daddy guns. If you see a gun and mom and daddy's not around, you go and get mom and daddy immediately. You know what I'm saying? So I train them. I teach them. On a young age. And right now, they 4 and 6. It's like the gun not even there. It's literally like the gun is not even there. Okay. So, and I'm gonna tell you something else. I do not do. I don't even buy toy guns. I don't buy fake guns. I don't let them play with guns at all. We don't play cowboys and Indians. We don't play good cops and robbers. We don't play nothing. Anything involving the gun, I do not play with them about. Even if you and he looking. Sometimes they look at my training videos. They know all of my training videos by heart. You ought to listen to them. Oh my God, it's so funny. You ought to hear them. Get your hand off the trigger. They are hilarious. They like take out a good grip. Good stance. You can go hear me say that in a minute. But they know the whole sequence. They know. I mean, it is funny. It is so funny.
That's a very good thing.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. But just take that curiosity. So back to what you're saying. The reason why you would have this right here is, pretty much in my opinion, for travel. Okay, because even when you're at home, you want your gun locked and loaded. You want it ready. You ready to rock when it's time to get to it. All right. You don't want a chamber. You don't want a chamber. Okay. I mean, you don't want to have to chamber. You want it already to be chambered, already locked, ready to go. Okay? Everybody got that? That was a good question, though. That was a real good question. All right, I'm finna pause this for a second.
Are some guns so